Healing is not some distant dream reserved only for the lucky or the privileged. Healing is not a miracle that falls from the sky. Healing begins the moment you decide that you are no longer going to carry the same pain, the same weight, the same story of limitation that has been holding you down. In just one moment, a single decision can change the course of your life. That decision is the starting point of healing. Think about it. Every great change in history, every transformation in the human journey began with a choice. The choice to rise, the choice to fight, the choice to grow. The same is true for you. Healing is not about waiting for the perfect time or the right circumstances or someone to come rescue you. It is about waking up one day and saying to yourself, I refuse to let yesterday define me. Today I choose healing. When you make that decision, something shifts inside you. The weight on your shoulders feels a little lighter. The voice of doubt begins to quiet down. And in its place, a spark of hope appears. That spark is powerful. It can turn into a fire that fuels your recovery, your renewal, your rebirth. But it starts with a single choice, the choice to heal. So many people spend years waiting for the pain to vanish on its own, waiting for someone else to make them whole, waiting for time to magically fix what feels broken. But time itself does not heal. What heals is what you do with that time. And the first action is making a decision. If you tell yourself, I will start tomorrow, healing slips further away. But when you decide, I will start now, I will start today, I will start in this moment, that is when healing rushes to meet you. Now, you might be thinking, but my wounds are too deep, my burdens are too heavy, my story is too painful. And maybe that is true. Maybe what you have carried has been unbearable at times. But here's the truth. No matter how deep the wound, the human spirit has the power to rise again. Your decision does not erase your past, but it rewrites your future. It tells your heart and mind, I am not staying in this place of pain. I am moving toward peace. That is healing. The power of decision is not just about what you say, it is about what you believe. When you decide to heal, you are planting a flag in the ground, declaring to the universe and to yourself, I am worthy of joy, I am worthy of freedom, I am worthy of life beyond pain. And when you truly believe that, everything in your world begins to rearrange itself in your favor. Opportunities come. Strength returns. Clarity arrives. You begin to notice that what once weighed you down does not have the same grip anymore. Think about people who overcame struggles, who rebuilt themselves after heartbreak, failure, or loss. What do they all have in common? At some point they decided that enough was enough. They decided to rise. And that decision carried them through the days when it still hurt, the nights when they felt weak, and the moments when giving up felt easier. A decision can be that powerful. It becomes the anchor you hold on to when the waves of life try to pull you back under. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to make that same decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when everything is perfect. Right now, you can whisper to yourself, I choose to heal, I choose to grow, I choose to live. Say it out loud if you need to. Write it down if you must. Repeat it until it sinks so deeply into your soul that you can no longer doubt it. That is how healing begins, through a decision so firm, so unshakable, that nothing can break it. And let me be clear, deciding to heal does not mean that pain instantly disappears. It does not mean that everything changes in a single second. But it means that you have shifted your direction. You are no longer walking toward despair. You are walking toward hope. You are no longer trapped by what was. You are moving toward what can be. That shift is the seed of healing. And in time it grows into something powerful, something unstoppable. So today I ask you to stop waiting. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for all the pieces to fall into place. The right moment is now. The Savior you are waiting for is already within you, and the pieces of your life will begin to align the moment you take the first step. Say to yourself, I decide to heal. Say it until you feel it. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because once you decide, the next 24 hours can become the most transformative hours of your life. Healing begins with a decision, and that decision begins with you. Your mind is the control center of your entire life. Every choice you make, every action you take, every emotion you feel begins in the mind. If your thoughts are heavy, your spirit becomes heavy. If your thoughts are filled with fear, you live in fear. But if your thoughts are filled with hope, possibility, and belief, you begin to live with courage, strength, and peace. Healing yourself in just 24 hours begins with healing your mind. And the most powerful way to do that is by filling it with positive thoughts. Many people underestimate the power of a single thought. They wake up in the morning and say to themselves, this day is going to be terrible. And guess what? It usually is. They tell themselves, I can't do this, I'm too weak, I'm not good enough. And those words become chains that keep them from ever moving forward. But here's the truth. Your mind believes what you consistently tell it. If you feed it negativity, it will grow weeds. If you feed it positivity, it will bloom into a garden of strength. Think about it. Your thoughts are seeds. Every time you think, you are planting something. If you plant doubt, you harvest fear. If you plant resentment, you harvest bitterness. If you plant gratitude, you harvest joy. If you plant belief, you harvest strength. What you sow in your mind will grow in your life. And the good news is that you have the power to choose what you plant. That choice begins right now. One of the most powerful ways to heal your mind is through affirmations, speaking words of life into yourself until they take root. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and speak power into your own soul. Tell yourself, I am enough, I am strong, I am healing, I am worthy of love, I am capable of greatness. At first it might feel strange, even unbelievable, because your old thoughts have been so loud for so long. But keep saying it, keep repeating it. With time, those words will reprogram your mind and you will begin to believe them. Healing your mind also means learning to silence the noise of negativity. You can't expect to feel at peace if you're constantly surrounded by chaos. Pay attention to what you consume, what you watch, what you listen to, the people you spend time with. If you are feeding your mind with toxic conversations, endless bad news, or people who only bring you down, your thoughts will naturally lean toward negativity. But if you choose uplifting books, inspiring music, positive communities, and moments of silence, your mind begins to find calm, hope, and clarity. It only takes 24 hours to begin this process. In fact, it only takes a few minutes. Imagine waking up tomorrow and instead of reaching for your phone to scroll through news or social media, you pause, close your eyes, and breathe. Imagine starting your day with 3 positive affirmations. Imagine writing down 3 things you are grateful for. Imagine repeating 1 empowering thought throughout your day. Something as simple as, I am healing. Do that consistently for just 1 day, and you'll already notice a shift. Your mind feels lighter. Your heart feels calmer. And that's how the healing begins. You see, the battle for healing is not outside, it is inside. It's not about what people say to you, it's about what you say to yourself. Someone can tell you 100 times that you are strong, but if you tell yourself you're weak, you will stay weak. On the other hand, even if the world doubts you, but you keep telling yourself, I will rise, I will heal, I will win, then sooner or later your life will reflect your belief. Your words become your reality. Don't underestimate small steps. Healing your mind does not mean that every negative thought disappears overnight, but it does mean that when negativity shows up, you no longer entertain it. You replace it. When your mind says, I'm too tired, I can't do this, you answer with, I will try and I will grow stronger. When your mind says, I'll never heal, you respond, I am already on the path of healing. That shift is everything. There is an old saying, you can't stop the birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from building a nest in your hair. In the same way, you can't completely stop negative thoughts from coming, but you can stop them from settling in your mind. You don't have to entertain them. You don't have to believe them. You don't have to feed them. Instead, you can choose to plant thoughts that lift you higher. In 24 hours, you can begin the process of rewiring your brain. Science itself shows us that the brain is adaptable. It can form new pathways, new habits, new beliefs. But the starting point is repetition. Just as your negative thoughts were repeated until they became your truth, your positive thoughts must be repeated until they become your new truth. Imagine what could happen if for one full day you refuse to let negativity control you. Imagine what could happen if you filled your mind with belief, hope, and gratitude. That day could be the beginning of your healing journey. So I ask you, what thoughts are you choosing? What words are you speaking into your life? Because the moment you begin to guard your mind and nurture it with positivity, you'll notice something powerful. Your energy shifts, your perspective shifts, and your life shifts. Healing the mind is healing the foundation, and when the foundation is strong, everything else begins to align. Your mind is your greatest weapon, your greatest friend, and your greatest source of healing. Use it well. Choose thoughts that make you rise, not thoughts that pull you down. Speak life over yourself. Believe in your own healing. And in just 24 hours, you will see the first signs of a stronger, brighter, and healthier you. Your body is the home you will live in for the rest of your life. You can move houses, you can change jobs, you can travel the world, but there is one place you can never leave, your body. And yet too often we treat this body as if it were disposable, as if it can carry endless burdens without care, as if it will keep moving no matter how much we neglect it. But healing yourself in 24 hours requires that you stop, pay attention, and give your body the care it has been asking for all along. Your body is wise. It speaks to you every single day. The fatigue you feel, the tension in your shoulders, the headaches, the heaviness, the restlessness, these are not random. These are messages from your body saying, please listen, please slow down, please nourish me, please let me breathe. And when you ignore those signals, the body eventually forces you to stop, sometimes through illness, sometimes through pain, sometimes through complete exhaustion. But the truth is, you don't have to wait until you collapse to begin caring for your body. You can begin today. You can begin right now. Healing your body does not always mean expensive treatments, complicated routines, or strict restrictions. Sometimes it is as simple as drinking a glass of water when your body is thirsty. Sometimes it is giving yourself an extra hour of sleep instead of scrolling through your phone. Sometimes it is stepping outside, feeling the sunlight on your face, and taking a deep, intentional breath. The little things matter, and they matter more than you think, because your body is always listening, always responding, always reflecting the way you treat it. Movement is one of the greatest gifts you can give your body. Not movement for punishment, not movement for perfection, not movement because the world demands you to look a certain way. No, movement because your body was designed to move. Every step you take, every stretch you make, every beat of your heart is a celebration of life. Even a simple walk around your room, even stretching your arms to the sky, even dancing to your favorite song can shift the energy in your body and remind it, I am alive, I am free, I am healing. Do not underestimate the power of breath. We take it for granted because it happens automatically. But when was the last time you really breathed? A deep inhale that fills your lungs with oxygen and a slow exhale that releases the weight you've been carrying. In just 5 minutes of intentional breathing, your body begins to reset. Stress lowers, Muscles relax. The mind clears. This is not magic. It is biology. And yet it feels like a miracle every time. Nutrition is another form of care. So many of us treat food as comfort for the mind, but forget that food is also fuel for the body. Healing yourself in 24 hours does not mean overhauling your entire diet. It means making one choice at a time. Maybe it's choosing water instead of soda. Maybe it's adding one fruit to your meal. Maybe it's slowing down to enjoy your food instead of rushing through it. Each choice is a message to your body that says, I love you enough to care for you. Rest is not laziness. Rest is medicine. In a world that glorifies overwork, exhaustion has become a badge of honor. But what is the point of achieving everything if your body is falling apart? Resting is not wasting time. It is investing in your health. Even one night of good sleep can change your energy, your mood, and your outlook. Healing begins when you give your body permission to pause. For too long, some of you have treated your body as if it were your enemy. You've criticized it, punished it, compared it, hated it. But how can you heal something you do not love? How can you strengthen something you keep rejecting? The truth is, your body has been fighting for you from the moment you were born. Healing cuts, fighting infections, pumping blood, carrying you through every storm. It has never given up on you. Don't you think it deserves your love, your kindness, your gratitude? Healing your body in 24 hours starts with small acts of love. Stretch when you wake up. Drink a glass of water. Take a walk outside. Breathe deeply for 5 minutes. Rest without guilt. Eat one nourishing meal. And most importantly, thank your body. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, thank you for carrying me. Thank you for not giving up on me. I choose to care for you. That moment of gratitude itself is healing. Remember, your body is not separate from your mind or your spirit. When you care for your body, you calm your mind. When you calm your mind, your spirit rises. They are connected, and the body is often the gateway to healing the rest of you. In just one day of conscious care, you can feel the difference. Energy returns, peace settles in, strength awakens. And once you feel it, you will not want to stop. So today, choose to honor your body. Don't wait for illness to force you. Don't wait for pain to remind you. Start now. Care for this home you live in. Move it, fuel it, rest it, love it. And watch how in just 24 hours, healing begins. Not because everything changes overnight, but because you finally chose to treat your body as it truly is, a miracle. The heaviest burdens we carry are not always the ones on our backs. They are the ones in our hearts. Anger, resentment, guilt, regret, betrayal, bitterness. These emotions sit deep inside us like stones, weighing us down. We smile on the outside, but inside we are tired, wounded, and aching. Healing yourself in just 24 hours requires you to release what your heart was never meant to hold forever. That release has a name, and it is forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood powers in life. People often think that forgiving someone means excusing what they did or pretending that the pain never happened. But forgiveness does not erase the past. Forgiveness does not deny the wound. Forgiveness simply says, I refuse to let this pain control me any longer. I release it so that I can live free. It is not about making peace with them. It is about making peace with yourself. When you hold on to anger, it is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. The truth is, the one who suffers most is you. Every time you replay the hurt in your mind, you wound yourself again. Every time you think about what they did, you give them power over your present moment. But when you forgive, you take back your power. You break the chains. You stop allowing the past to dictate your future. Some of you may be carrying unforgiveness not toward others, but toward yourself. You keep reliving your mistakes, your failures, the choices you regret. You punish yourself over and over again as if guilt could change the past. But guilt does not heal. It only keeps you stuck. Self-forgiveness is one of the hardest, yet most powerful acts of healing. It is looking yourself in the mirror and saying, yes, I made mistakes, but I am still worthy of love. I am still worthy of a second chance. I release myself from shame and I choose to grow. Forgiveness is not always instant. Sometimes it is a decision you have to make every single day until your heart catches up with your mind. But in 24 hours, you can begin that process. You can write a letter you never send, pouring out the hurt, the anger, the betrayal, and then tearing it up as a sign that you will not hold on to it anymore. You can close your eyes, imagine the person who hurt you, and whisper, I release you. I release this pain. I choose peace. You may not feel it fully at first, but the decision plants the seed of healing in your heart. Think about how much lighter you would feel if you let go. Think about how much energy you would reclaim if you stopped carrying anger that belongs in the past. Think about how free you would be if you could love yourself without the chains of shame. That freedom is available to you not in 10 years, not in a distant future, but starting now. All it takes is a choice to forgive. Forgiveness does not mean you have to let toxic people back into your life. It does not mean you forget your boundaries or allow yourself to be hurt again. Forgiveness and wisdom walk hand in hand. You can forgive someone and still protect yourself. You can forgive and still choose distance. The purpose is not reconciliation. The purpose is liberation. When you forgive, your heart begins to heal. The heaviness lifts. The tightness in your chest loosens. You breathe easier. You smile more freely. Forgiveness opens the door for love to flow again. Love for others, and most importantly, love for yourself. Without forgiveness, your heart is a locked room. With forgiveness, your heart becomes a garden where peace and joy can grow. There are people who live their whole lives chained to bitterness. They wake up angry, go to bed angry, and carry that anger into every relationship, every conversation, every dream. But that is not the life you were created to live. You were made to love, to laugh, to feel light, to walk in peace. And that life begins with forgiveness. Take one day, just one, and try it. Release one grudge. Let go of one regret. Speak forgiveness to one person in your heart, even if they never hear it. Or speak forgiveness to yourself for one mistake that has haunted you. Do that, and you will feel a shift within you. It may not solve everything, but it will begin everything. Forgiveness is the door to healing, and once you open it, light floods in. You're not weak for forgiving. You're not foolish for forgiving. You are strong, because forgiveness takes courage. Anyone can stay bitter. It takes power to release. And you have that power inside you. The same heart that has been wounded has the ability to heal. The same heart that has been broken has the ability to mend. Forgiveness is the medicine. So today I challenge you, put down the weight you've been carrying. Stop drinking the poison of resentment. Stop punishing yourself with guilt. Say it out loud if you must. I forgive. I release. I choose peace. Even if the feelings are not there yet, the decision is enough to begin. And once you begin, healing will follow. In 24 hours, you can't change the past, but you can change how it lives inside you. You can't erase what happened, but you can erase its power over your heart. That is the gift of forgiveness, and that is how you heal yourself, by finally letting go. There's a kind of healing that does not come from medicine, from therapy, or even from rest. It comes from something deeper, something invisible, something that touches the spirit itself. That healing force is gratitude. Gratitude is not just a polite thank you. Gratitude is a way of seeing, a way of living, a way of transforming ordinary moments into miracles. If you want to heal yourself in just 24 hours, begin by shifting your spirit into gratitude. Every single day, life gives us gifts. Some are big, like opportunities, relationships, or achievements. Others are small, so small that we often overlook them. the sunlight through the window, the sound of laughter, the food on the table, the breath in our lungs. Healing begins when you stop waiting for perfect circumstances to be thankful and instead recognize the beauty of what you already have. Gratitude says, even if everything is not perfect, I still see the good. Even if I am not where I want to be, I honor where I am. The truth is, pain and gratitude can exist at the same time. You may be struggling, you may be hurting, but even in that space, there is always something to be thankful for. Gratitude doesn't deny your struggles. It gives you the strength to rise above them. When you say, yes, this hurts, but I am still alive. Yes, I have been through storms, but I am still standing. Yes, I have lost, but I have not lost everything. Something shifts inside you. That shift is healing. The human spirit cannot thrive on bitterness, anger, or complaint. When you feed your spirit negativity, it becomes restless, heavy, and tired. But when you feed your spirit gratitude, it becomes light, hopeful, and alive. Gratitude lifts your energy. Gratitude changes your perspective. Gratitude gives you peace in the middle of chaos. It is not about ignoring what is wrong. It is about amplifying what is right until it becomes stronger than your pain. Think about this. How many times have you gone through a day without pausing to notice the blessings around you? How many times have you let small miracles pass you by? The kindness of a stranger, the beauty of the sky, the comfort of a hug, because you were too focused on what you lacked? Gratitude slows you down. It says, wait, don't miss this. Don't miss the goodness that is already here. And the moment you notice, your spirit begins to heal. In just 24 hours, you can begin a gratitude practice that will change your entire outlook. Start your morning not by listing your problems, but by listing your blessings. Write down 3 things you are thankful for, no matter how simple. Carry them with you throughout the day. When challenges come, and they will, remind yourself of those blessings. Say, this is hard, but I still have reasons to be thankful. At night, before you sleep, pause again and list 3 more. Do this for just one day, and you will feel a shift in your spirit. Gratitude changes everything. Gratitude also connects you to others. When you express thankfulness to the people around you, you not only heal yourself, but you also bring healing to them. A simple, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for caring can uplift another person's spirit in ways you may never realize. Gratitude creates a cycle of light. It shines from you to others, and then it returns back to you multiplied. Most importantly, gratitude reconnects you with yourself. When you stop criticizing, comparing, and tearing yourself down, and instead say, thank you, body, for carrying me. Thank you, heart, for beating through the pain. Thank you, mind, for finding strength even in confusion. You begin to love yourself again. That self-love is one of the deepest forms of healing. You may not be able to change everything in your life in 24 hours. You may not erase the pain, solve the problem, or undo the past. But in 24 hours, you can choose to focus on what is still good, what is still beautiful, what is still worth fighting for. Gratitude does not remove the storm, but it gives you an umbrella. Gratitude does not erase the night, but it shows you the stars. Gratitude does not take away the wound, but it helps your spirit find peace while you heal. Imagine how different your life could feel if instead of waking up dreading the day, you woke up thankful for another chance. Imagine how much lighter you would feel if instead of counting losses, you counted blessings. Imagine how much joy you would carry if you trained your spirit to find the good in every moment, no matter how small. That is what gratitude does. It heals your spirit by shifting your vision from what is missing to what is present, from what is broken to what is still whole. Gratitude is free. Gratitude is simple. Gratitude is available to you right now, and yet it is one of the most powerful medicines you will ever experience. You don't have to wait for your life to be perfect to be thankful. You don't have to wait for everything to make sense to say thank you. Gratitude is not about waiting, it is about choosing. Choosing to see the light, choosing to embrace the gift of today, choosing to honor the blessings that are already yours. So today, choose gratitude. Choose to heal your spirit by saying thank you for the little things, the big things, and even the difficult things that taught you strength. In 24 hours, gratitude can take you from restless to peaceful, from broken to whole, from weary to renewed. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a decision, and it is the pathway to healing your spirit. Healing is not a single moment of magic that happens once and never needs to be revisited. Healing is a process, a journey, a series of choices that you make every single day. It is not about reaching a perfect destination where you are never hurt, never tired, never broken again. Healing is about learning to choose yourself, to choose peace, to choose growth again and again until it becomes your way of life. In just 24 hours, you can begin this journey, but you must understand that it doesn't end there. Healing is not a one-time event. It is a daily decision. Think of it like this. If you plant a seed today, you cannot expect a tree tomorrow. But if you water it every day, if you give it sunlight, if you nurture it in time, that seed becomes something strong and unshakable. Your healing works the same way. You make the decision to begin, you take small steps, and every day you nurture that choice. One day of healing is powerful, but consistency is what makes it last. Some people believe that once they make the decision to heal, everything will instantly fall into place. But life doesn't work that way. Life will still test you. Old wounds may resurface. New challenges will appear. Pain will knock on your door again. Healing is not about avoiding those storms. It's about learning to face them differently. It's about saying, yes, this hurts, but I choose not to let it break me. Yes, this setback stings, but I choose to keep moving forward. Yes, I fell, but I choose to get back up again. That choice is the essence of healing. Each day gives you an opportunity to choose differently. Yesterday, you may have chosen anger. Today, you can choose forgiveness. Yesterday, you may have chosen to stay in bed heavy with sadness. Today, you can choose to take a step, even a small one, toward hope. Yesterday, you may have chosen to doubt yourself. Today, you can choose to speak belief into your own soul. Every day is another chance to choose healing, and when you string enough of those days together, your entire life changes. The danger is in thinking that healing is something that happens to you, rather than something you participate in. Too many people wait for the right person, the right time, or the right miracle to come along and fix them. But the truth is, healing is not waiting outside of you. It is waiting inside of you. It shows up in your decisions, in your habits, in your mindset. It shows up in the small daily actions you take to care for your mind, body, and spirit. And while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. That response is where healing lives. One of the most liberating realizations is that you don't need to have it all figured out to heal. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to erase every scar. You just need to keep choosing. Healing is progress, not perfection. It is messy sometimes. It is slow sometimes. It is 2 steps forward and 1 step back sometimes. And that is okay. Because as long as you keep choosing, as long as you keep showing up for yourself, you are healing. In 24 hours, you can make the first decision. You can let go of one heavy thought, forgive one person, drink one more glass of water, write down one moment of gratitude, take one walk, breathe one deep breath with intention. But tomorrow you must choose again. The next day you must choose again, and even on the days you feel like giving up, the choice will still be there. Healing doesn't vanish when you struggle. It waits patiently for you to pick it back up. Consistency turns choices into habits, and habits turn into transformation. Imagine if for the next 30 days you chose one act of healing every single day. Imagine if, instead of feeding your mind negativity, you filled it with affirmations. Imagine if, instead of punishing your body, you moved it with love. Imagine if, instead of carrying grudges, you forgave a little more each day. Imagine if, instead of complaining, you practiced gratitude. In 1 month, your life would feel different. Not because everything changed around you, but because everything changed within you. Healing is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to yourself, the version of you that is free, whole, and alive. Every day that you choose healing, you get closer to that version of yourself. And the more you choose, the easier it becomes. What feels like effort at first becomes natural over time. What feels heavy at first becomes light. What feels impossible at first becomes your new reality. So don't put pressure on yourself to fix everything in one day. Don't think you have failed if you still feel pain tomorrow. Healing is not about erasing pain. It's about learning to live in peace alongside it until it fades. Healing is not about never falling again. It's about rising every time you do. Healing is not a single event. It is a lifelong commitment to yourself. When you wake up tomorrow, remember this: you have a choice. When negativity comes, you can choose peace. When doubt comes, you can choose faith. When bitterness comes, you can choose forgiveness. When sadness comes, you can choose hope. These choices may seem small, but they build the foundation of a healed life. You don't heal once and for all. You heal daily in the way you think, in the way you love, in the way you live. Healing is not a one-time miracle. It is a daily miracle, and it is available to you every morning when you open your eyes. So today, decide to heal. Tomorrow, decide again. And the day after that, decide once more. Because the truth is, you are never finished healing. You are always becoming. And that, my friends, is the beauty of the journey.